All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All Jacked Up Sports in this special edition of The Whistle. In today's episode, I just want to do my NFL pick'em or whatever, my game predictions. Normally, if I were to have a structured schedule, Thursdays would just be my outlook towards the upcoming week and all that stuff. But for right now, I'm thinking it's week 18. You got a lot of impactful games. So I was like, why not pick them right here for you all? So, to start off, I got my AFC side on the left here. And to start off, on Saturday, you have Kansas City versus Denver. And for this game, it doesn't really matter that much for Denver because their season is over. But for the Chiefs, they could potentially get that first seed. It is at Denver, so you got to watch out for that. Mile high, tough area to play. But you got to give it to Daddy Mahomes in that victory. Moving on, you got Bengals versus Browns. The matchup of Ohio, because Ohio is not real, but Bengals are playing like that is. So Cincy has a chance at that one seed again, and Cleveland is just absolutely just devastated because their season's over because they're trash. Baker Mayfield's not playing, and that was probably his last game for the Browns against the Steelers. So this one's an easy choice for me. I got to go Bengals. The only thing here, though, is I think the Bengals may be resting their starters. And even though they're resting their starters, I'm still picking them to win. In the third matchup, I have the Colts or Jags. I got to go Colts here. Even though it'd be awesome to see the Jags lose, Colts are just a much better team, and the Jags are easily the worst team in the NFL. Baltimore versus Pittsburgh, both can still make the playoffs. If Lamar plays, I think Baltimore is going to win. It'll just be a sad end for Big Ben's career if they were to lose in a horrible fashion, so I think this game will be decently close, especially when they're both in playoff contention still. Then you got New York versus Buffalo. This one's super easy. Give it to Buffalo. They've already clinched a playoff spot, so you can say they have nothing to play for. But in one of my upsets of the week, I might go Miami over New England. And here's why. New England has done horrible in the end of seasons versus the Dolphins. And so with them going up with a rookie quarterback in Miami, Mac Jones might be a little bit more relaxed and make some mistakes, and that's why I think Miami can upset the Patriots. And then that would mean the Bills would be the first team in the AFC East. Except they already are. My fault. In our final AFC matchup of the weekend, you got the biggest game of the weekend. The Los Angeles Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. And everyone's probably really high on the Chargers right now. They're just a much more potent offense, and their defense is coming along, but they cannot stop the run. But Las Vegas being in the position that they are with all the drama, their head coach gets fired, your breakout receiver gets a DUI, multiple players get DUI, your whole team's falling apart. But Derek Carr, in my eyes, should be in the MVP conversation if they make the playoffs. And for that, I think I'm going to pick the Raiders in this matchup. Now moving on to the NFC side, you got Dallas versus Philadelphia. Dallas is playing their starters, but some of their starters like Micah Parsons, Tyron Smith, and Anthony Brown have gotten COVID, so they're probably out. Philly could be playing for that fifth seed in the playoffs. And so with this one, I can't pick against the Cowboys. I'm going to pick the Cowboys, and I'll probably say the score is probably like 24-17, a close game, close rivalry game. And staying in the NFC East, we got Washington versus New York. Both teams are bad, but the Giants are worse. That's an easy pick for me. Washington win that game. Okay. Now moving on to Green Bay, Detroit. Again, easy. Green Bay already locked up their starters. Detroit is playing probably everybody. I'm going to actually go Detroit here. Because I don't know if Jordan Love can really handle it on the road in this sort of scenario, because Detroit has a chance to beat Green Bay. A win for Detroit against Green Bay is a win, and they'll take regardless of how it comes. So we'll go Detroit over Green Bay. Next, staying in the NFC North, I guess we're staying in divisions here. We'll go Chicago or Minnesota. Both teams have been eliminated. Kirk Cousins, I think, is playing. Don't know. I know Justin Fields is playing. So it's more of a matchup between those two quarterbacks. And for that, I don't think home field advantage is that much for either team. Justin Fields hasn't really won as a starter. That one's a toss-up. I'm going to have to go with... I'll go with the Bears. Why not? We'll pick, I guess if you want to call that an upset, we'll pick the Bears. And then we got Carolina versus Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has a chance at that first seed if a couple things happen in their favor. So, I'll probably go Tampa Bay because Cardinals are the Panthers are just a really bad team. You got Seattle versus Arizona. Arizona, I don't think they can lose their 5th spot, so they could rest their starters, but they do have a chance to win the AFC West or NFC West. So I think they will win that game, especially when they're at home. Now, in another meaningless matchup, I guess, is you got the Falcons at home versus the Saints. Could Matt Ryan's potential last game? Probably not. Falcons are out of the playoffs. Saints can still make it, but on the road, I'll pick the Falcons. Why not? And then another impactful game, both two potential playoff teams in this one. You got San Francisco versus LA. It's in LA. Could pick the Rams, but I'm actually going to go with the 49ers with the upset there. I just think right now their defense is going to be energized. I think Kittle's going to have a game of his life, and they're going to need that out of him. So I think that 49ers will beat the Rams. Now, some of the games on this could definitely be flip-flops. Like, you obviously got the Chargers versus Las Vegas game. That could be a flip-flop. And you got some upsets here that don't really make sense, like Miami over New England, or even like Detroit over Green Bay. So they're like two backup teams playing each other. So this is my bets. I'll definitely go over it next week on the Whistle when I introduce my next segment, Hit or Miss, which basically I go over stuff I got wrong in my last previous episodes. So that is just a quick video for me today, giving you my outlook on the NFL weekend. This is Jackson. This has been The Whistle. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, and have a good weekend.